And how's it, everybody? We are live right here at Rifles, Rods, and Broads, and we are simulcasting with Friedman Adventures, Phil Friedman, Paulina Fishing Life, and we just want to say aloha and mahalo, everybody, for joining us for the Redondo Rod and Gun Club 78th Annual Surf Fishing Tournament. So this is us and our shenanigans. Shenanigans is the right word, right, Langosta?
No, absolutely. You get to get a first insider look. For those of you guys that drive by the clubhouse in Redondo Beach all the time, you're going to get a kind of an inside look at our clubhouse and the shenanigans that we get involved with on a weekly basis.
On a weekly basis. And again, we just concluded the 78th Annual Surf Fishing Tournament, and the Redondo Rod and Gun Club hosted a great tournament that gave prizes away for a ton of fish. The barb surf perch, the corbina, the halibut, the yellowfin croaker, the spot fin croaker, and it was just an amazing event. And we are simulcasting here live today with the Friedman Adventures.
Scraping the bottom of the barrel, man, except for Paulina. She's awesome.
The bottom
She's
of the
awesome.
barrel. We
Yeah.
got Phil Friedman and Paulina from Paulina Fishing Life right here with us live here at the Redondo Rod and Gun Club. Thank you guys very much for joining us, and thank you very much for the simulcast.
Oh, thank you. It's great to be here, right, Paulina?
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. I didn't know about the club until Philip was, hey, can you come here? And I was like, am I invited? Yeah, sure. It's not member exclusive.
Yeah, no, we have this event every year, and we invite people from the community. And, we love hunting, fishing, and this is a good opportunity for both men and women to come out and enjoy the surf. And
Yeah, sure. I mean,
California's a beautiful coastline, so
it is, and I will come back again.
right on. Cool.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. And this event's been growing every year. I know when we were on the show, Phil, together, we were talking about how this event had like 1,000 different people, and over the past 2 years, it's grown and grown and grown and grown. We've had 71 participants here.
That was great.
For this year's tournament, and it's just been absolutely fantastic. And here at the banquet, we didn't have everybody, which one year we will have all of the participants here available for us and enjoying the banquet, but we had a taco guy outside, we had tons of raffles, and we still have a raffle on your show to give away. So let us know a little bit about that.
Yeah, tell us about
Definitely. And hey, one more thing about how this is growing. You remember the movie Jaws? You're going to need a bigger boat.
Yeah.
You're going to need a bigger clubhouse, man.
I think so.
Yeah, it was pretty crowded in
It's
there.
called ADU.
Pauline, I'll talk a little bit about Friedman Adventures and then turn it over to you, or do you want to go first? Whatever you want. Okay. So Friedman Adventures, I've been on with you two clowns. We're all clowns, aren't we?
Yep,
this is the only
absolutely.
sensible person here.
Only sensible, but
I met Paulina. Her mom has a dock in Ensenada. I was walking down there, and her mom called me in, and then she said, I bet my daughter would like to meet you. So Paulina showed up. Within 10 minutes, I said, you're going to be my co-host when I'm in Mexico.
Oh,
She's
nice.
really, really good. So I'll turn it over to her in a second. But Friedman Adventures, you guys know, we try to cover outdoor stuff, primarily fishing, and we try to do a lot of good works in the community. Recently, we took down some clothing. Paulina took it out to the orphanage in Ensenada.
That's awesome.
We try to stay involved in that all the time also. And then going on fishing trips, enjoying the outdoors, and trying to emphasize how important the outdoors is not only to us as adults, but to kids especially.
Absolutely,
Mental health, physical health, all of those things. And I'll let the cat out of the bag. 3 months away from our nonprofit, which will seek to do just that, get more kids outdoors, get more adults outdoors. If it means driving down to the old people's home in Ensenada and pushing them out in a wheelchair to get some vitamin D, we're going to do that. If it means taking veterans out on a fishing trip, we're going to do that. Kids in Ensenada fishing, we're going to do that.
Nice.
So we just continue to grow. And Paulina, whom I will turn it over to right now,
Wait, but hold on.
is a great addition to all that we do.
Before we do that, talk a little bit about the raffle for the Shogun trip.
Thank you so much. I forgot that. That's how tired I am.
that's why you are here.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't be here for any other reason, Langosta. Hey, tonight, 8 o'clock, we're going to draw live on Friedman Adventures. We've got 3 great prizes. Number 1 is a 3-day fishing trip on the Shogun. If this is June 3rd to the 6th, $1,700 value, folks the
It's an
bluefin
amazing
bite
boat.
right now.
It's off the hook.
It's insane.
It's epic. The best way to describe it is epic. Where you got 80 fish on a boat and the average is over 100 pounds. There's
Yeah.
nothing other than epic to describe it.
All the fish that have been
incredible.
coming up are like literally like the average is over 100 pounds.
Yeah, it's incredible.
And the Shogun is a fantastic boat.
Yes.
And the fact that you guys are giving away on Freedman Adventures a 3-day trip on the Shogun, and that's just not the only prize.
Yeah, no, I mean, we've got 2 rail rods from Z Custom
Rods.
Rods. And those are going to be, they're
Oh,
like
he's around here somewhere.
$600.
Oh, hey, bring a
This guy.
Bring the code. Bring the code to put on camera.
We need the Venmo.
Bring the Venmo code.
We're going to have the Venmo. Tickets are $5. $20, you get 5 tickets. You can Venmo Chuck. You got to do it before 7:30 tonight. There's the info right there.
Where's
There's
the code?
Yeah.
Look at that.
And there's a Venmo, so you can see it. And tickets are $5, but you got to move fast. A 3-day trip on the Shogun, and also 2 beautiful custom rods is going to be fantastic. Thank you, boys.
awesome, yeah.
Oh, it's gonna
Jojo
be
and
awesome.
Langosta, thanks for allowing us to
Oh,
talk
our
about
pleasure.
that.
Our pleasure.
Oh, Phil, Freedman Adventures. Make sure you guys check it out live for the free raffle. And again, we have Paulina from Paulina Fishing Life, who's visiting us here for our 78th annual surf fishing tournament. So, Paulina, tell us a little bit about what you have kind of going on down south of the border in Mexico, where, a lot of people here from Southern California are traveling south and going fishing. So what do you guys have going on down there?
Yeah, I mean, as Philip said, I met him like 2 years ago, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, down in Ensenada. We started talking about what we both like. I mean, he being an outdoorsy, people-friendly man, and me as well. So I started telling him that I started fishing since I was 7 years old.
Uh-huh.
That's how our friendship started, because I started telling him like how I grew up, where as he said, my mom has a fishing business down in Ensenada, where people can rent boats or pangas just for half-day fishing and come back and all that. So that's why I'm that into fishing.
And talking about that type of fishing, what's hot down there in Ensenada right now? Because I've seen on your social media, along with Phil's social media, all the fish that are coming up on the pangas or the boats that are being rented down there. So what are you guys getting into right now?
Yeah, I mean, right now as the water is getting warm, we're getting a lot of yellowtail, barracuda, bonitos, and as always, bottom fishing like halibut, sea bass, white sea bass, and rockfish.
Nice.
But good size. I mean, last time we caught a 8-pound calico bass.
Yeah, you
Wow.
Yeah, just
was a
cast it to
beautiful
the rocks, and it was a big calico bass.
So, do you think the fishing is getting better over the last couple of years, or the same, or what do you think?
Yeah, it's getting better, and the fish is getting bigger.
Bigger.
I think.
Good.
Yes, because I haven't seen big yellowtails about like 40 pounds. I
Wow.
mean,
Wow.
yeah, so it's getting bigger and better. Of course, the water is an issue because it's getting cold, warm, the cloudy days, foggy days. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's really good fishing.
So,
Yeah.
for people that haven't, for Americans that haven't gone down there, maybe they're a little bit worried about going into Mexico, because you hear that a lot.
Yeah.
What's the vibe to get down there, and how is it when you're there?
Yeah, I mean, it's very good. I mean, once you cross the border, if you have nothing to do in Tijuana, just skip Tijuana and go straight to Ensenada if you are going to Ensenada, let's
Yeah.
say. And, I mean, just avoid looking for things you don't have to, as in every place. I mean, please don't go looking for drugs or for... Yeah, I mean, I have heard stories about people saying, like, yeah, I'm in Mexico, where's the weed? And I was like, dude, okay, I know it's Mexico, you're out of the U.S.,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
chill.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I mean, if you're not looking for trouble, everything is good. I
So,
mean,
like, where are some good places to stay while you rent a panga or you charter a boat?
oh yeah, it's right to the Malecon, which is the main entrance to Ensenada.
Okay.
You can find like several marinas where you can rent boats. I mean, my mom's it's Botes Juanitos.
Okay.
You can look for them in Facebook, but there are several marinas as Cruzport, as Todos Santos Marina, and another Güeros Marina, and a couple of them like in the same area.
So do you guys rent the pangas, or do you have a captain with the panga?
we rent the pangas and we have like our captains.
Right, you're captain,
Yeah,
right, right.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
we
yeah.
rent the pangas.
So you
like,
can go for like a few hours, half a day,
half a day.
All
Yes,
right.
only half a day. Yeah, you can go to the island, to Todos Santos Island, which is pretty good. There's where the yellowtails are right now.
Nice.
And yeah, half day is about 500 over there, and you get the fishing tackle and everything. So,
Wow.
yeah.
So they can just show up, fish, and I've heard some people they'll cook them for you at some of the restaurants. Is that
Yeah,
the case?
I mean you can see. I mean you can do that, or the captain can make some fresh sashimi or something ceviche there.
Yeah.
But if you want it cooked, you can go to a restaurant, take your fish, and they charge you like $20 per person, and you can get all the sides like
Nice.
rice,
Nice.
beans, tortillas. And
Jojo, we may need to do a live show.
I think we have to
Ensenada,
head down
Mexico.
to Ensenada and get ourselves a panga.
I think so.
yeah, you should. I mean,
Yeah.
the weather is getting better. Summer is coming, so you should.
So
we
is this
got to
the
go
best
to
time go?
Juanitas.
Juanitos.
Juanitos.
yeah, so yeah.
So is this what's the high season like? The best time to go of
Let's
the year?
say July through October.
Oh, really? Okay, so it's pretty long.
Yes.
It's pretty long.
I mean, the fish change. Like before, you have yellowtail, then you have dorado, then you have some yellowfin sometimes. So I mean, it depends on the.
Yeah, I
month.
like everything you said, and
Yeah.
that sounds good to me.
We
So-
like to fish. We like to eat. So that's not an
Yes.
issue.
What is the Dorado season down there?
August, September. Because
August,
when
September?
It's hotter. I mean, like
Yeah.
the hotter days of summer. So yeah.
That's my vibe right there. So mahi mahi.
I like that. Now, when I was a kid in high school, before you could drink legally, I wandered down there, and we went and had some amazing lobster and stuff like that. So is that still the case?
Yeah, you still can have lobster, and yeah, whatever you want. I mean, with butter, garlic, or even as stew, or yeah, they have actually there's a restaurant called Cocedora de Langosta, where the menu is all about lobster.
Yeah. So that's all lobster.
Go get it, man. Langosta, come on, bro.
Let's do it.
That's
Let's
your
go.
spot.
Let's go.
What was the name of that restaurant again?
Cocedora de Langosta.
So it's basically lobster cook.
Yeah.
Lobster cook. No confusion in the marketing.
And if you are interested in why Langosta is Langosta, tune in to a previous episode that I don't recall. But
You should take care if you go there. Then. Langosta.
That's my name, Langosta. Okay, I'll tell you a funny story. I'll tell you a story since we got some time to kill here. So we went lobster fishing here in Palos Verdes, just right out the bay. And it was after work, one of those things, and one of the guys here has a boat. So it was probably 4 or 5 of us, and I didn't have time to go get my lobster card. So I used in my car. I had the lobster card.
this may
last
not
year.
be used as evidence.
It's behind. It's beyond the statute of limitations. I'm free. So we go out there, and one of our little Boy Scout guys that was making sure that everybody had the right stuff, the right licenses. He gets everybody's card. He's like, "Yeah, you got yours?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I got mine. I'm good. Let's go." We're already on the boat. There's nowhere to go buy in the card. You know, we're on the way. We're on the way there. So we get out and we're in the bay, and he asks me again, and I'm like, "It's in my bag down at the bottom." He's like, "Yeah, I need it." I'm like, "Dude, do you work for Fish and Game or what's going on here?" He's like, I need to know. I need to see it." So I go down in my backpack and I pulled it out, and look, it's a different color, right, from one year to the other. So everybody's card was white. Mine was like orange, like that orange, right? It's totally the wrong year. So this sneaky guy, he's like, "Oh, that's your card. That's your license. Okay. He starts writing down the number. Bullshit, right? He knows it's not the right thing. So of course, when in the club, if you do something funny or wrong or whatever, they like to make fun of you. So we'll have a trial, and you'll get a name. So I got named Langosta. That's how I got for going lobster fishing without a license. That's how I got my name. But I embrace it. I like it. Everybody has a name based on something funny that they've done, and it's part of the charm of being a member of the Redondo Rod and Gun Club.
Yeah. So, Paulina, thank you very much for traveling up here and joining us at the Redondo Rod and Gun Club 17th Annual Surf Fishing Tournament. What did you think of the banquet?
Oh, it was really good. when I first came here, they were saying like, go for the cheap fish taco. There's tacos, and I was like, okay, I will go. But the fish tacos were amazing.
Were they amazing?
Yeah.
We had the fish
Yeah,
tacos,
they were
the
tasty.
pork
I mean, the
tacos.
fish was fresh. I mean, I
Yeah,
can tell.
there you go.
Yeah.
Caught straight from the panga.
Yeah. Using a rod. Sea rod.
So it's been a fantastic surf fishing tournament, and again, we've had 71 participants. Phil, I know we've been advertising it across Rifles, Rods, and Broads, Friedman Adventures. So what do you think about the turnout?
Oh, the turnout here? Or just
Oh,
in
yeah, the
general?
turnout in general and here at the club.
Fantastic. I mean, and surf fishing continues to grow as these boats get like too expensive for
Sure.
a dad to take his 2 kids fishing.
Yeah.
Surf fishing's a great alternative, and it just continues to grow. And this club, especially, there's so many fun people here. It's just like our trip yesterday. We didn't catch a ton of fish. It wasn't great.
Right.
We had a great time.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun.
Yeah, we had a ball.
Yeah.
And it's because the people
Right.
who are involved, like you guys,
Yeah.
Chuck, everybody in here,
No,
Yeah.
for
make
sure.
it that way. And so the turnout was great. A lot more people who are of that ilk, same kind of people. And I thought it was great. It just continues to build. And I say definitely next year you'll be over 100.
Oh, yeah.
And it'll just keep growing. Really
I mean,
great stuff.
it's been fantastic. And I think, with the Friedman Adventures and the surf fishing kind of events that you've been holding, we've seen and you've seen over 100 surf fishermen out there at sunset on those Saturdays or Sundays in the morning, kind of throwing out their lines. And it's been good, right? It's been good, great on some days, slow on some days, but it's fishing. It's not caught catching for a for a reason. It's fishing, right?
Yes.
Well,
And that's the kind of people that came out. I did one on my birthday, thinking I can get some gifts out of this. So
Hey, you
March
can
20
finally drink.
We had over 200 freaking people.
That's amazing.
In the wintertime
Yeah.
when nothing was really biting, but it was an excuse to get out with the family and have some fun. And I was just blown away by the turnout. It was amazing.
No, it's been great, and beyond the prizes that have kind of been given out for the different fish categories here at the banquet itself, we actually hold a really good raffle. And I've got to thank all of the sponsors of the Redondo Rod and Gun Club that came out here and sponsored and donated items.
Yeah.
I mean, you had Blacktail, who donated a ton of different hooks. You had Angle R Pliers, who donated a bunch of pliers. A ton of people. Riverborn. Ian from Riverborn was out here.
Ian's
and
great.
Yeah, I mean, the bags that he's producing
They're beautiful.
from his own experience.
Yeah, it's awesome. They're awesome.
I
bags.
put in for the raffle. I didn't win it, unfortunately, but it was a great prize.
Yeah.
But Angle R, Riverborn, all types of people. Blacktail, Honey Badger Baits.
Honey
Glenn,
Badger.
he's still around. He's right over there. Look, Glenn and Ian are over there because they're talking about their surf fishing tournament coming up. So Honey Badger Baits will talk about that surf fishing tournament as well.
Fantastic. Yeah, I just love to see that part of the sport growing and growing. It's oriented toward families.
Yeah.
It's not that expensive. And it's just an excuse to get outside and enjoy the great outdoors.
Absolutely. I took my daughter out and her boyfriend and her boyfriend's brother, and I had to resort to my secret weapon, my surf fishing consigliere. He got 3 Carolina rigs rigged up in like 10 minutes, and they were out there catching stuff. And it's really fun for me. I'm not much of a fisherman. I'm not a good fisherman, but I like watching people catch fish. And
Yeah.
I got one on the line, and I gave it to my daughter. She's totally stoked. And then we caught another one and gave it to her boyfriend. And that's really kind of how you hook people on
100%.
pun intended.
Yeah.
That's how you hook people on having some fun outside. It's a lot better than spending the morning inside it. Plus the water was not that cold.
No,
Yeah,
it's perfect right now.
We were waist deep in the water. It was not bad at all. I
Well-
bet it's a little bit warmer down there where you are.
Paulina does a lot. You do kayaking and
Yeah.
you fish the surf in Mexico too,
Yes,
right?
surf fishing, kayak fishing. I have a little portable. Yeah, those that you fold.
Yeah,
Portable?
yeah, yeah,
Okay, yeah. I have one of those, and I go also like inshore fishing. Yeah, whatever I can go fishing, I go.
What do you like fishing most? What's your favorite fish to catch? How about that?
My favorite fish is yellowtail.
Yellowtail.
That's good. That's
Yellowtail.
good eating.
Yeah,
It's
and I
Raw
like
or cooked?
both, but raw better.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
There we go.
And I like to fight with them because
They fight good.
They're fighters. I mean,
fight
they
good.
go down, they go up, they go all the way around. So yeah, I
You
like-
have no idea where they're gonna go. When you got a yellowtail on the other side of the line, it is just like you are on.
Yeah, and you know when it's a yellowtail.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you're
Yeah.
fishing and you feel the bite and how it runs. And it's a yellowtail. Okay, take your time. I'm here.
Yeah. And then you're also praying like, don't cut my line, don't
Yeah.
cut my line. Because
Yeah.
if they see any rocks, they're charging straight
Yeah.
for them and
Next
try to
to it.
free themselves. And they're very good at that.
they're
But
smart.
I've got to agree, like when it comes to yellowtail, that is a great fish. And if you eat it raw, you just sashimi that belly, that yellowtail
Yes.
belly, that hamachi belly is just,
Yeah.
there's something about it that just the way that it breaks down. I'm getting hungry, but
Yeah.
just the way that it breaks down, that's got to be one of the favorite fishes.
Yeah, it is.
So when people come down to Ensenada, is that mainly what they're after, or for the most part, people are just coming down there to have some fun and catching yellowtail, calico,
No,
mahi-mahi,
They are-
dorado?
They are there for yellowtail.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
But also they are there for bluefin tuna when it's the season.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are like the main ones that they are looking for. But yeah, sometimes the water is not cooperating as well, so they caught rock cod, calico bass, and all those.
Okay.
Like it.
No, I mean that's
What-
fantastic.
So throw out your. Do you have an Instagram handle or your
yeah,
social
sure.
media?
Yeah, I have Instagram, Facebook page, and about to come a web page. It's Paulina Fishing Life, and you can follow me there. And I share my experiences fishing on Baja and South Baja, like Los Cabos, La Paz, Loreto, and those places. And also, if people want like some advice or a good place to go, like secure, and yeah, they can ask me. I'm for sure give my recommendations.
Awesome. That's great. All right, guys. We have some other guests.
Yeah. So Paulina, thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for
And,
having
and
me here.
Phil, hang on with us. We'll bring on some other people that kind of have fished the surf fishing tournament. So Paulina Fishing Life, check her out on Instagram, Facebook. If you guys are headed down to Mexico, make sure you guys check her out and see what's going on. And if you guys need any tips, she's right there for you.
Absolutely.
An advice for a boat or rent or something, yeah, just send me a message.
Cool.
Mahalo for joining us. Thank you.
Thank you.
So thank you, Paulina. And let's see, who do we have to pick from amongst this crowd that we've got going on here right now? I know there's some other people that want to have some conversation. Glenn's up next. Glenn, come on down, everybody. Give a round of applause for Glenn.
Boy. Oh, Scott Butcher?
He's got a sidekick.
What's up, Glenn? Hi, man. What's going on? Good to see you.
Glenn, we got that mic there. You're all mic'd up. So
Turn the mic over. Just turn the mic itself.
All right.
There you go. Perfect.
My
there we
first
go.
time.
Nice to meet you, man. I'm Alex Langosta. Good to meet you.
Glenn, good to see you again.
Good to see you.
And we got, it was like 3 years,
Three-
right?
three
Yeah. So we got Glenn from Honey Badger Baits. So if you're all about surf fishing, it's all about what you're throwing out into the surf. And if you're throwing out Honey Badger Baits, you are going to get hooked up. So Glenn, welcome to the show.
Welcome. Glad to be here. It's my first time
Right on, man.
again.
We're putting you on the spot here,
I know,
bro.
It's my first.
So tell us. So tell us about. So we are live on Freedman Adventures and Rifles, Rods, and Broads. So tell us a little bit about Honey Badger Baits, kind of how you got started and what you're into right now.
Well, I started when I was fishing like back in 2020, 2019, like that.
Uh-huh.
I was using, the infamous sandworm.
The
And then
infamous gulp
The
sandworm.
gold sandworm, which
That's
is
not leak proof.
that's leak proof. It stinks your hand, and then when you get bit, it gets bit in half.
Yeah, I
And-
had that a couple times this week.
I always get like maybe either 6 or 7 inch perch the most time. I
Uh-huh.
was like, maybe I can get a bigger one. The one that looks like a sandworm, the one that looks like a paddle tail, and a grub at the same time. Why not just make my own? So I decided to just make my own. And then I designed it like three times, 4 times, 5. I'm in my 10th time that I design it. So,
Uh-huh.
I finally find something that I like that actually works. And then once the tail gets bitten off, it still look like a sandworm,
Yeah.
and it still worked like 80%. So
So you're changing the pronoun in the plastics game.
yeah, I I don't judge the surfish.
Oh, what works. So I noticed that your bait is definitely smaller than the gulp. Is that, I would imagine?
It's
probably-
actually bigger because it's 2 inch.
okay. But the little tails, I mean, it kind of tapers to something.
It
thinner.
tapers all
Yeah.
the way to 2 inch. But
In
when
fact,
they
I'm gonna
bit
get
it
a
off-
I'm gonna get a worm here so we can show people what it looks like.
Yeah, we'll get a honey badger bait. So tell us a little bit about like the baits that you kind of come up with and you know how it's kind of evolved, because you just don't have one line of honey badger baits. You've got
No, it's-
the Perchy Slayer, and then you've got the tell us about it.
The Ultra Slayer. I started off with the Super Slayer because I like Dragon Ball Z, so I call it Super Slayer for the Super Saiyan. That one, I want to look like a sandworm at first, and I'm trying to evolve to like, what do they eat if there's no sandworms, if there's no sand crabs?
Yeah.
What do they eat? So I was like, they probably eat their own like little babies. So I made the Ultra Slayer, another Dragon Ball hint on it, and then it's a little baby perch,
Uh-huh.
and I was using that for now, and then they're hitting it. They're hitting the little baby fish, which is so weird to me that they were actually eat their
Hey,
own.
They love it. And,
Love
and,
it.
and Phil, when you have your surf fishing events, you know, there's people that are using honey badger baits for
tons,
sure.
Tons. Yeah, they are super. Glenn, you've come up with such a good product that's addressed some of the problems with other baits, and they really work well. I mean, they're close to as effective as a natural bait. Maybe they are as effective. They are super, super great.
Oh, yeah. I've used these myself, and I've gotten bit by not just perch, but the croakers that are like cruising around the area as well are fantastic. So which bait do we have here?
That's the Ultra Slayer.
That's the Ultra Slayer. So check this out.
It's a baby perch.
It's a baby perch.
And from talking to you last year, Glenn,
Poor little purge.
Yeah.
you know, tell us
My
about the
logo on it.
colors and the name of the colors, because you by trade are more into the mechanics of
Mechanic
things.
side.
And
Exactly.
whenever you're naming these or giving them the colors, what are you thinking about?
Because I work as a mechanic, so the first time I see like, okay, they have motor oil, they have transmission fluid, they have hydraulic fluid. So all my colors, I name it after whatever I see at work,
Oh, I see.
basically. So
So do we have an anti-coolant?
I do have a coolant,
Yeah.
but it's warm right now, so nobody wants to use it.
So has anybody, you know, like the wives' tale of spraying stuff with WD-40 as spraying bait with WD-40?
Yeah.
Stop giving me ideas.
So I'll be honest. So I've got a couple packages of the Perchy Slayer, which we don't have right now. But my 15-year-old daughter, she came up to me yesterday and she was like, "Hey, Daddy, me and my friends, we're gonna go fishing tomorrow." And I was like, "You're gonna go fishing tomorrow?" I was like, "Well, I've got a fishing tournament. I got to do A, B, and C." And she was like, "Well, that time's not gonna work out. Do you have any extra rod and reel combo that I can use down at the beach?" And I said, "Yeah, I can set you up." So I set her up with the Perchy Slayer
Perchy
rig that's going on. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But she was fishing from the surf today with her friends, and she was fishing from the pier. And I was just really excited for the fact that she was actually fishing, right? Because hopefully she gets
Absolutely.
that bug bite, and then
Yeah.
it's like, "Okay, Daddy, look, can we go fishing?" It's like,
Yeah.
"Heck yeah!"
I could even get my daughter to fish now because she says it's too easy. Like
It's too
I'm gonna
easy.
fish.
Dad, it's,
I'm
I don't like going catching anymore. It's
I'm
too
like,
easy.
I
They
don't wanna
just, they
fish
just jump
anymore,
on the hook.
So give us, I know you're down a little bit more south from us. So from the surf fishing side in San Diego, what's the surf fishing report that you guys are seeing down there?
I'm not sure, but they're like 8 inches to 9-inch perch right now. It's really the water's warm. I don't know why I'm wearing waders, but it's warm right now. And then I'm wearing waders to protect myself from the waters coming from the other side.
Yeah.
And then the water right now, it's kind of weedy a little bit, but there's fish. But I
Yeah.
really wanted to get the usual 15s and 14s that I usually get, but they're not
Whoa,
there right now.
whoa,
They didn't-
whoa, whoa. Sorry, huh? The usual 14s and 15s.
They're not spawning. I don't know why.
The love's
something
not in the air yet. It's
It's
got to
all-
be the grunion.
It's the grunion when the grunion came,
Yeah.
all the white sea bass, and then we actually get stripers there. Oops.
Oh,
There
oh,
you get
oh,
stripers
oh,
there.
oh, oh.
And then I don't know where they are.
So, right on, Glenn. Thank you very much for joining the surf fishing tournament, jumping on with us. And tell us a little bit. You got a surf fishing tournament coming up, too.
Yes, I have a surf fishing tournament on the 26th on Silver Strand. If you guys want to swing by, say hi. Just, it's just the small stuff. You can fish any baits or any stuff you like. Just come and hang out, please, or
Cool.
whenever
Yeah.
you have time.
So, should we check out your social media to
Yes.
get signed up, or?
Just follow me in Honey Badger Baits LLC on Instagram, and I always post there. Cool. I'm always there.
Okay.
Right on, man.
Awesome. Right on, Glenn. Good to see you again this year, man, for the surf fishing tournament.
Sir.
And, again, I always
Pleasure,
tend to see those 14, 15 inchers coming your way.
Back
So,
in the day.
yeah. And Larry, next time you coming on, Larry?
So we can bring in bring the breaker in.
Yeah, let's bring in Chuck.
Hey Chuck, Capitan.
Now you're scraping.
Phil, now
Capitan.
we're really scraping the
scraping
bottom
it
of the
with
barrel.
me.
So we're going to bring in Chuck Zimmer of Z Custom Rods.
Z
and,
Custom Rod.
and Z Custom Rods.
Thank you.
You guys have heard it before on this show. You guys have heard it before on Freedman Adventures. Z Custom Rods, born right here in the South Bay
Thank you, Joe. Yeah,
of California.
yeah. I said it like 14 times today.
He
Yeah,
is coming up,
That's all I got as far
and he is the raffle king. On Freedman Adventures, Z Custom Rods,
What's
Chuck
up?
Zimmer right here is the raffle king, no doubt.
Oh
so
my God, you got a big
So
one
tell us
tonight.
about these beauties
I
you
know,
got here,
this
Chuck.
is a huge one tonight. So these are two UC Viper 80 to 130 rail rods. They're both 7'6". They have really hardware on. They're good rods. Yeah,
hardware, huh?
hardware. Yeah,
So what are some?
yeah,
Of,
soft hardware.
so
is
tell us about
fantastic.
the features. What do you got?
So this
What's the
one,
spine? What are the O's?
yeah, they're all custom made by me. So.
So why
the
did you pick this-
process
why did you
of
pick this-
making a rod?
No.
or
Why did you pick this configuration? Why?
So
the
these
setup?
are the most common rail rods made by UC. So that's why I picked those. They'll fit on any angler's hands, and they'll be pretty much pick them up and use them, and you don't have to adjust too much to use them.
What kind of fish size are we talking for this? bad boy?
Anything you want in this
No,
beautiful
but what
ocean
are,
on
what are
on
they
our
made
West
for?
Coast.
Like what's
They're
the key?
made for nighttime bluefin.
How heavy?
All the way up to 300 pounds.
Nice.
No
so
problem.
in your mind, if you were raffling off the reel with it, what would you put on here?
A reel?
Yeah, what would be the total
Okay,
setup?
so
if somebody won these on the raffle, right? What would be you think that would fish the best
so
on this?
I'm a big Daiwa guy.
Okay.
So I love their Saltiga line.
Okay.
The Saltiga 50 or 60 would be kind of where I would be at.
Yeah.
If you're looking for kind of not a step down, but a step sideways, I'd fish the Avid HXs or HXWs. That's
Okay.
kind of been my go-to.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are the couple of reels that I would definitely go with these rods.
I like them. So are they identical as far as their components, or
They are exactly identical, just different coloring.
Got it.
One's a little more toned down, mellow grays and blues. Obviously, the one with copper and whites is.
I think
flash.
that you could see it. You could see it on the rack on
Yeah.
the boat a mile away.
Oh yeah, you're definitely not going to miss your rod as you're,
The copper
as you're
color,
walking down.
the copper color is amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So Z Custom Rods are coming up. I know you've just started, but you've been really, really into it in terms of, custom making rods or what have you. What made you get into custom making rods?
Well, I started looking at the price of all manufactured rods, and not that they're bad, but I was starting to look at them, and then you'd notice maybe a guide was off, or when you do your guide alignment, it's very hard to get all 9 to 11 guides in a dead straight line.
No.
And I'd look at some and I'd be like, let's try it. Why not? Maybe I can make one better. And then living in Gardena is kind of the mecca of rod building. It's kind of, besides San Diego.
Why is that?
I don't know. It's just kind of grown up in this area. It's Yo's Custom Rods was a shop back in the day.
Yeah.
They brought a lot to the table. Phil would probably know more.
Yes, he's right.
Yeah, so they were kind of innovated back in when did Yo start?
Probably at least the 60s.
In the 60s. So he was being innovative back then.
Wow.
So it's always kind of gravitated towards the Gardena, Carson, Long Beach area. But also we have, thanks to Darren at 310 Rod Works,
Darren
I can
Dohe.
walk in that shop and buy any blanks, any rod components, every color thread you want, anything to build a rod. It's the Disneyland of rod building in
Wow.
that shop.
So, quick question. Would you totally redesign and redo your garage to make rod working easier?
I just did. So when I first started this venture, I started on the sofa with a box. A cardboard box with V's cut in the side, and I was hand twisting thread, testing it out,
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, this kind of sucks. So maybe we'll put a power wrapper in. Found one on Marketplace and drove out to, I think it was San Bernardino, the guy had it. And it was a really old setup, but it worked, I think I paid $200 for it and kind of off to the races. And then I was like, oh, I could donate one for our club that we have here. And then, we started like, here, Phil, we'll do a donation for you. And then I started delving into colors and stuff like that. And then I got super busy, and I was like, I need a better machine.
Mm-hmm.
The cool thing about rod building is that there's not a lot of overhead. It's very inexpensive for anybody to get into rod building.
Yeah.
With being, about $1,000, you could have a really, really nice setup.
Okay.
Now, I did that and then realized that I only had 7.5 feet of room to wrap a rod in the garage. And
Yeah, your garage was a little bit congested.
was
You outgrew it.
So no, the funny part was somebody gave me a 9-foot rod to wrap,
Uh-huh.
and it was like, what am I gonna do now? So luckily for me, I have an alley. So I opened my garage door, and I had the rod sticking out into the alley as I was wrapping it by hand. So
And then your council member came and said,
yeah,
Chuck, you
sorry,
need
sir, you can't wrap rods in the alley.
I'm surprised he didn't ask you to build him a rod.
At that point, then I was like, okay, I need to do something. So I tore the whole side of my garage apart, and now I have 16 feet of wrapping space. So,
Nice.
yeah,
Awesome.
been fun.
So what's your next level here? Because you've made some set up to jig those Japanese drop rigs, right?
Yes.
So
So I would say the next step. I've done a lot of jigging rods, done a lot of rail rods. I've done a lot of trout rods. I would almost want to try some fly rods.
Ah.
They're pretty difficult,
Okay.
I've heard. So I've yet to do a fly rod. They're very skinny and narrow.
Yeah.
And so they're very hard to wrap.
Okay.
Why not? I'm always up for a challenge. I love doing it, so why not?
Well, I can't wait to my Z Custom surf fishing rod that we'll have to talk about and get the proper blank for.
Now
but
that we have enough room in the garage.
exactly. Now that there's enough room in the garage, we will be wrapping one of those. I'm looking for a 10-footer for sure. But also too, I mean that'd be awesome for a fly fishing rod.
Yeah, just to try it.
I mean,
Just learning. Oh, so on another aspect of rod building, you don't just put eyelets on a pole
yeah.
or a rod. It's actually specifically measured out to make the rod work for you.
Mm-hmm.
So you're enabling the rod by putting the guide in the right spot to help you lift.
Yeah.
That is the game.
So what you're saying is you're using the spring tension, right, that the rod creates when the fish is on it.
Yes.
So when you put the eyelets on correctly at the right bend as the rod bends, when the eyelets in the rod are in the correct spots, they help maximize that spring tension.
Right. So they have down pressure at the right points of the rod to help you lift. So you're just pulling down, and the rod is trying to straighten.
That's right.
To help you lift.
So,
kind of the science
what's
behind
special about these eyelets here?
These eyelets, I mean, American Tackle makes them. They're good.
Do they have the
they're
ceramic?
Heavy duty.
Do they have the ceramic insert, or what's the
yeah,
coating?
they are a ceramic insert. Yeah.
All right.
And it's neat because at 310 Rod Works, you can pick up a lot of different brands and ceramic inserts. They make different ceramic inserts.
So for those people that don't know, what's kind of walk them through the difference between a ceramic insert and just a steel or a metal insert for the eyelet center.
So the metal inserts work, you know. The issue, there's two issues with both. So with metal inserts, like you would see on the older style rods,
Yeah.
you're a little susceptible to rust. And so when that pitting starts happening, your line is running over.
So it's an abrasive.
It's kind of an abrasive.
Yeah,
So that's
the rust is an abrasive.
You're
And
really
you don't
trying
want
to
that.
keep your line away from that sharp edge.
That's not good.
Ceramic tend to be a little more durable in salt water.
Okay.
But what I've seen happen a lot, even my son does it, is what they'll do is they'll wind their jig up or whatever all the way to the tip
They bang the.
and damage the ceramic. And so everybody knows when you damage ceramic, it's super sharp.
Sharp.
It is so
You're
sharp.
done.
So it's worse than the rust.
So you won't know it, and then you let your jig down to 400 feet. You've now cut all of your braid
Oh no.
for 400 feet. And then when a fish hooks it,
Gone.
see you later.
So
Just
we
like
need
that. You wouldn't even know it.
we need AI to figure out something better.
So what would be
Yeah.
your maintenance after somebody fishes this? What do you do after you bring it home?
You would bring it home, wash it off, and I've seen people where they use a little bit of a mild detergent
Yeah.
and just kind of
So are you thinking like
down
a brush or just a hose down?
as a rod builder, I am so bad about my gear.
Yeah.
You
No, but
would
ideally,
think that
but-
I would be
You know what?
more
But
As a
inclined,
rod
right?
builder, I would rather have a bad about the gear person than a very
Yes.
good about the gear person.
Right.
Because if the gear works when you do bad maintenance, I'm all
There
for
you go,
that.
right?
But for people don't know, because honestly, I don't know. I've always just hosed it down,
Yeah.
and then I look at my rod. I don't use it for 6 months, and then it's full of rust everywhere. So like, ideally, what would you do?
So you want to leave them in the sun the next day.
Okay, so
That is
dry.
two important. It's one important is leave your rods, dry all the water spots off. You really want to take care of these things.
Yeah.
Dry them off real good after you, and let them sit in the sun for a day.
Okay.
That way they completely go dry.
Okay.
Then store them in your garage.
All right.
Reels are very important because they have braid.
Yeah.
Braid is like a sponge for water.
Okay.
So, you're in and out of the water with that, and all that braid gets wet.
Okay.
And if you just pack it up and throw it in a bag, it's going to mold on you, and all
You're
that
not gonna
braid's
want
gone.
that,
And
yeah.
it's not cheap.
So would you dry that in the shade? The reel?
No, I dry it in the sun.
Okay.
Braid is not really affected by the sunlight like mono is.
Right. But you still have like 100 feet of mono on top of your
Right,
braid.
yeah. But that's way cheaper to get
Oh,
rid
'cause-
of that.
and people often cut that off anyway.
Yeah, every season you should be cutting that piece of mono
All right.
off.
So how do you get the scales and the slime and all that?
I don't.
All that shit off the phone.
I kind of is a flag.
Again,
Decoration.
The more scales that are on the grips means the more I've used it, right?
That just means
That's
the
kinda
harder
my
you
thing.
grip the sardine.
Yeah. My handles are really slick from all the scales. So.
Okay.
So Chuck, thank you very much for joining us here live with Freedman Adventures along with Rifles, Rods, and Broads. And not only are you the creator and the maker and the founder of Z Custom Rods, but the president of the Redondo Rod and Gun Club. So really quick, summarize for us kind of like your thoughts on the event this year.
I think it was amazing. This was, I'm sure you guys have already talked about this before, but we had 71 people sign up for this tournament.
That's awesome.
That was 25 last year. That
Amazing.
Wow.
That is a huge shout out to Friedman, to you guys, to everyone that I've spoke to, even all the sponsors and stuff. Bill Varney.
Yeah.
I've reached out to that guy and he helped us out. All of you guys have.
Yeah, shout out to
But
Bill Varney.
that's really what makes a tournament is the people that surround it.
Yeah.
Even the guys that are in the club right now and how much work they put in to help make this happen.
Yeah.
I owe it to them.
Yeah.
It's not a one-man deal. That's what's important about this.
Well, but we got to give you credit because you've really been the pushing force. I remember for those of you that don't know, when we would do the surf perch, we would we'd set up a campsite over past Malibu. What's
Yeah.
that old little campsite that we'd be at right before Ventura and Malibu? That literally it's a little dry camp
McGrath
spot.
State Beach.
Yeah. So we'd go there and we fish. We have a big a big meal, and it was fun. You know, it was probably maybe 10, 15 RVs were there, and that was the surf perch.
As a club event.
As a club event, yeah.
As a club event.
But you brought out other people, and that effort has put us out there and really welcomed some really great new members.
Yeah.
And we're super stoked on that. I think it's been a great addition to the club, and we really want to thank you for your efforts.
and as anybody would know me, my thinking cap is always on for about this tournament. Every year.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if we do a close.
Well, you've always got that slicked back hard shell,
yeah,
bro.
it helps me go faster, slick back hair. So no, next year, we're gonna turn this thing into a festival.
We are.
Obviously, we have the backing. I have talked to a couple of major sponsors. Friedman's actually is done as well too. We're gonna turn this thing into a festival. People can come from the public, enjoy what we got going on. We might even have food vendors.
Yeah.
We're definitely gonna have places where you can buy surf fishing apparel, tackle, reels, rods, whatever you want.
Should be cool.
It's going to be awesome,
We're going
man.
to shut down the street and
We're gonna shut her
have a block
down.
party.
We're gonna shut her down.
Shutting it down.
It'll be fun.
Awesome. Well, Chuck, thank you.
Yeah.
I think, boys, are we bringing anybody else, or are we wrapping it up?
Let's see who else we got in the crowd. Ian, you ready?
You want to come on and talk a little bit about your bags? Chuck, thanks again,
You guys
bud.
always picking on me.
I know, man.
Good job.
Not through. I got more for you.
Oh,
tonight.
I'm sure you.
Okay. As a part of the 70th annual Redondo Rod and Gun Club Surf Fishing Tournament, we also have had some great sponsors. Riverborn has been an amazing sponsor. And here tonight, live, we have Ian. Ian, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Jojo. It's a pleasure to be here with all you guys.
Yeah, so we are live right here with Rifles, Rods, and Broads and Freeman Adventures. And Ian, thank you for joining us. I know you signed up for the surf fishing tournament, and you've got some great bags. One of the raffle prizes that was kind of being held out there for raffles was one of your bags. So tell us a little bit about your company, how you kind of came about, and what you're looking for in terms of like who is the right person to have and purchase a Riverborn bag.
Oh, that's a really good question. So, specifically relating to today's event for surf fishing, very often, people are carrying rods. If you catch a fish or if you're trying to fix your tackle or retie, you don't want your reels in the sand, right?
So, yeah, definitely not.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely not. And I've made that mistake before. I'm sure other, of your viewers, our viewers have done that. So, the solid rod holders on the Riverborn backpack allows you to kind of stick your rod up there and just kind of handle the fish or whatever you need to do.
Yeah.
And that was one of the big inspirations for me to make this bag.
I see you've got 4 ports on there on the bags.
Yeah. I also hike a lot, so it's good for carrying the rods. I hike with my son, and especially when he was a little younger. I would carry all the rods, and he would carry some stuff too. But it just makes it a lot more convenient. And specifically for freshwater bass fishing, for example, you have all different types of techniques, right? You have the jerk base, the big glide base, the drop shots, the lighter tackle and heavier tackle.
Yeah.
You want different rods for that. And I'm sure, if you talk to all the surf guys, yourself, Jojo, very, familiar with that, different techniques as well. So.
Well, I'll tell you what, one of the first things that I noticed about Riverborn bags is just the quality of work, right? And also the thought of a fisherman put into a fisherman's bag.
Always.
And
that's always makes a big difference.
Difference.
Because you're actually designing for practicality of what you're doing, right? So
Exactly.
Absolutely. What are some of the colors and stuff you have, or what are some of the different setups? Do you have different models, or?
Right now we have one model.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm always kind of thinking of cooking up the next thing and trying to do, just today I got some really good feedback from the Redondo Rod and Gun Club, and Yeah, I'm always talking to people. You know, Phil, I've talked to you before, and you've given me some great ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was an awesome day. So.
The feedback he got from our club was more room for alcohol.
Well,
Does that make sense?
well, I mean, it's hard to argue with that. It really is hard to argue with that. Especially those little skinny cans of Michelob Ultra.
Yeah.
Oh man!
We're
but
telling everybody is the bait, holding bait, but we all know it's for something else.
Well, everybody,
Yeah.
you need hydration.
Yeah.
so Ian, in terms of like getting a hold of you, where can people go to kind of get a hold of Riverborn and get their hands on one of your bags?
Yeah, of course. Our website will be kind of the number one place, riverborn.co. And we have an Instagram, riverborn.co, all one word, Riverborn Co. And local tackle shops. I hope I'm not going to miss any here, but Eric's Fishing Tackle up in Ventura, Bob Sands, Island Fishing Tackle, Performance Tackle, and yeah, I'm talking to a bunch locally as well. So.
Right on. And
Awesome.
they can order some on your website, obviously.
Yes, yeah. Cool. Yeah, free shipping on the website, so
Nice.
you know, makes
So
it
what's
easy.
the retail price for your bag?
It is $139.99.
All right, cool. That's pretty reasonable.
And it's worth it. I mean, you can carry 4 rods on your back because as a surf fisherman, one of the worst things that I come across is trying to choose between, am I going to be, Carolina rigging some plastics, or am I going to be putting a lure out there I'm going to be tossing out? So, and we as fishermen, right, the one thing that we are all guilty of is that we can never say that this is the last rod that we're going to buy.
Right.
Because it is never the last rod.
You can never have enough tackle.
No. So within a month's time, you're up to 4, and the Riverborn bag has space for 4 rods. So, I appreciate that, and I'm sure everybody that checks out your bags are going to appreciate that as well.
Yeah, I hope so. So
Right on, man. Thanks
Yeah.
for coming on. Appreciate you.
thank you, Alex. Thank you, Jojo. Good to see you again. Yeah, Phil, always.
And I think there's one last person that we're going to feature on today before we kind of call it Mitch. Where's Mitch? Talk about his fishing. Where's Mitch? Where's Mitch? Mitchell.
He's out there fishing somewhere.
He's out there fishing, but what he doesn't realize, there's no water around us.
I think we gotta call it. We're over an hour.
Okay, really quick. Mitch, what's up, man?
Stopping on this microphone.
So, Mitch,
Are we
what's up,
rolling?
brother? So,
Jojo, good seeing you,
up, bro?
Langosta. Thank you again. Thanks for having me, guys.
yeah. So you are live with Rifles, Rods, and Broads and Friedman Adventures.
I know you guys very well.
Look
Love
at
it.
that. Look at that. Look, that's a beautiful shirt, and that's a beautiful hat.
It's all through the years, man. Through the family. It's through my Friedman family right here.
So, Mitch, we wanted to kind of feature you as our last guest because I know you've been fishing the tournament for the past couple of years. So tell us about your experience with this last tournament.
You know what? It all started with when I kind of very first started listening to Friedman Adventures. This is about almost 3 years ago now. And I hear some of his episodes. I'm hearing tuna stuff, and I'm thinking, I heard this voice. And then right away, he starts talking about Redondo Beach Rod and Reel Gun Club.
Yeah.
So I hear about the tournament. I'm thinking I could do this. I just met my girlfriend at that time, and I wanted to fish very hard for croakers. So I'm catching croakers, and sure enough, I won one of the spots. I think I won Spoffin Croaker the first time.
There you go.
So I won last year on yellowfin and corbina. This year is halibut. Man, I tried my absolute hardest for halibut this year. I think I brought home 87.75, 87 3/4 inches.
Yeah, that's
I
respectable.
got beat. It's a
That's
humbling
nice,
experience, but my goal was 100 inches. I needed 520 inches. It sounds like a lot for a lot of people. You can make it happen. My theme of the year is losing fish, but a lot of people can catch fish.
Yeah.
You guys can get them.
And you've seen it over the past couple of years. What do you think about the crowd that was here this year?
Amazing. You know, the very first year was a little less people, but the same influence and hype. Everybody was the best. I met Phil. I met you, Jojo.
Yeah.
I might have
wasn't
met
here.
you. No, you
I
weren't the
wasn't-
first
I
year.
wasn't here
No,
last year.
no. But I know very well about you. I've been watching your podcast, and I'm loving it.
That's very kind
But
of
I
you.
just through meeting my friends in the first year, I actually won the first year, and I gave away almost every prize to Michael Lamone. I did, and that's how I got to meet Phil and Dan Lightfoot.
Yeah.
He's like a dad to me now. So that's better than any prize you could win in any tournament. Is the people that I get to meet.
Yeah.
Everybody here, even though I didn't win this year, look how many people are here.
Yeah.
That was
No
lovely.
doubt. It's
It's the
fantastic,
best.
man. So thank you again for joining us. And I know you'll be back next year, so we really appreciate you having
I
you,
really can't
Mitch.
wait. And also, I wouldn't mind just even seeing you guys on one of the other podcasts, doing a
Yeah.
little bit of talk. I have a lot of spots to give away. I'm kind of not unconventional, as in, like, I don't just do surf fishing. There's a lot of places you can go fishing that isn't just a surf or a pier. There's a lot of docks and channels and places you can fish with live bait that I love to share with everybody. I'm not stingy. I would love to talk to anybody. All the advice is there. I want to talk to my competitor this year.
There
I
you
just-
go,
I want
man.
him to tell me what to do. I got people who teach me the ways, so I love it. I would love
And
all
that's
to
how
share
we
that.
all learn and we get better.
I
So
would love it. Jojo, another time. Langosta, I would love to talk to you guys on another podcast. This is great. Phil, thanks for keeping me updated with everything. The amount of effort this guy does for everybody to bring the
It's
news.
crazy.
Just the news from me and everybody. It's
Yeah.
a blessing, Phil. Thank you. God bless, Phil. I love it.
Right on,
Jojo Langosta, thanks for having me on.
Thanks, man.
I wish
Good
I
having
could have put a number this year, but next year I'm going to be here.
Right
I
on.
promise you guys.
Right on.
Hey, thank you. Look at those cups right here. You can win that next
there you go.
Yes, sir.
Redondo Rod and
Hey,
Gun
Jojo,
Club. Right on,
Langosta,
Mitch.
Thank you, guys. I love it.
Phil,
Jojo.
I think Mitch said it best, man. There's nobody else in this industry here in Southern California that puts in more effort than you. And for all of us fishermen, we can really count on you 365 days a year. And we really appreciate the work that you put into it. And I know it's a passion of yours. So thank you, man.
Oh, man.
Thank you for making this event
Mitch lies.
happen.
He,
all
you
that
know,
stuff.
I'm not that. He's got me way up on a pedestal. He lies. You can't do this unless you really love what you're doing.
Yeah.
You guys know.
Oh, you have
right?
to have a passion
It's a
for it.
labor of
And
love.
you certainly do.
Yeah. And, it gives me a reason to get up in the morning.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, that's the end in Howl, so we got to go.
We've got to go. But
Boys, I love you guys.
before we go, later on tonight, we're going to be going back live on your show, Freedman Adventures,
Yes,
for the
you
raffle.
are. Or we are. Yeah.
All right,
Yes.
guys, if you haven't done so already, make sure you log in and send your cash for the raffle. Hey, guys, this is Langosta and Jojo here saying goodbye live from the Redondo Rod and Gun Club in beautiful Redondo Beach, California.
Freedman Adventures, tune in for that live raffle.
Rifles, rods, and broads.
Gee.
Bye, guys.